Hey, I'm going to give you a trigger warning, and I don't usually do that, but I'm going to be talking about self unaliving. Not me, but it still stands. You guys know I'm terminally ill, and I think I freaked out my friends today because I had a traveling dream last night, and people who know anything about hospice and terminal illness, that's a thing that happens when you are dying, is that you have traveling dreams. And I don't specifically think that that was what's happening with me, but I wanted to share this with you because when I woke up this morning, I spent a good hour crying. I couldn't even do my morning prayers before I got it. I like had to document it. I had to write it down. So I lost my entire family from 2009 to 2018. Like everybody in my family's gone and it's just me. And one of the hardest losses that I endured was that of my uncle. Um, he was a good man, but he was a bad alcoholic, and he was a bad alcoholic because he was a medic in Vietnam, and he drank himself to death, pre-death, because he thought he should have been able to save more people. Um, and I don't know if you guys know what kind of medic training happens, but there's just only so much anybody can do when a landmine explodes next to your transport or your track. Anyway, I'm getting kind of off and left center, but not neurotypical, so I'm really struggling to keep focused in this story. Uh, anyway, I might have to pause this. Okay, back. Uh, anyway, after he lost everybody in his platoon and he had lost his best friend, which was my father, and my husband, and it was just me and him and grandma had bad dementia, and his alcoholism was imploding. He took his own life. And I found him. I tried to save him. I did CPR on him until the paramedics arrived, but he was gone long before I got there. So there was nothing I could have done. Anyway, it was a very complex trauma for me. I forgave him of it. I mean, I understood. I suffered from major depression too, and I understood. And would I agree with what he did? No. He hadn't even tried a lot of the things that you could try to even get sober, or anything. But all that doesn't really matter because what happened happened. Well, last night I went to bed. I fell asleep kind of early, and all night I had these dreams of I was traveling different places, and it didn't upset me. It was just kind of just like it was a natural thing. And at the very end, I was on this beautiful train, and the train was being made around me. Like it was specifically being made around me. And there were friends there that have fallen, not dead friends, but just friends there that had fallen away from me, like that I haven't seen for whatever reason, whether they're mad at me and I don't know why, or they just fell away, whatever. That I got to say, I love you too, and hug. And then as I traveled, I was traveling in the train, but I was absolutely also traveling through the train. And as I was traveling, the beautiful red carpet was like everywhere. It looked like something that you would have gotten for the King or Queen of England type of a thing. Beautiful, ornate, gilded woodworking everywhere, velvet, plush, everything. It was just gorgeous. And all of a sudden, I get to this spacious car, and I'm looking out the window, and I don't really see what's out the window, but I hear somebody to my right. So I turn, and my uncle is sitting in like a recliner chair, like he would have been in life. And I gasped in the dream. And he says to the person behind me, to my right, which is, I know my father, he says she's starting to recognize us. And I walked over and I held him. And I said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I love you so much. Hold on, I gotta pause again. And then I woke up. And I was crying, even still. And it felt like if you've ever like had a cyst or something inside of you that like popped suddenly and then there was like a whole bunch of relief. It felt like that. And what I did after his unaliving himself in the very beginning was I went and got active in the recovery world. I got my counseling certification. I stopped being a professional artist and started working in a prison, and I did a whole bunch of other stuff like that. And this isn't really about me. But I did that in hopes that other people might be spared what I was spared, what I went through with my uncle. But last night I had the opportunity to apologize to him for not knowing how to help him. And it was like in the dream, I don't think he really wanted the apology or needed it. I think that I needed it to say it. And it was a beautiful thing. Anyway, I'm documenting it here, not only because I need to document it, but because I promised a lot of people that I would document different facets of the end of my life. And I feel like this is one of them, because my heart, my soul, my me is processing this, and it's a part of healing me. So I'm sharing that with you, and I hope somehow, some way, in any way, that it helps you in your life. I love you all. God bless.